Okay. I think it's sitting about 1.5 miles an hour max at the moment. So let's trim out yet again. Oh, what are we getting? 33.5. I think that's about what we was expecting. Right? There's no steering input at all. There's a massive steer in itself.
At this point I started wondering if having the big GPS hanging off the back wing like that was causing it to handle badly and putting too much weight on the back, so I decided to whip it off.
It goes into a flat spin all on its own. Definitely needs like a TSM type thing. And we can see 33.5. It's worse without the extra weight on it. As soon as you get on the power, the back end just goes. It's almost impossible to catch it. And it overcorrects. It's as if there's no front wheel drive. The front wheels are spinning. No speed, does nice tight circles. Increase the speed just a little bit, look. The steering goes a huge circle. If you get it too much, it spins. As soon as you go full throttle, just uncontrollable. That's good J-turn. We're going to do a controlled slide. Right. As you hit it, just goes and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't have to see if somebody can help. As the battery runs down, it becomes a little bit better. That's it, battery done.
So I was a little bit disappointed with that top speed. It actually feels faster than that, but yeah, let's see if we can do a bit better. We're going to upgrade some parts. So here's the stock motor. It's got that huge pinion on it. A brushed 540 motor with the combined receiver and ESC unit, which is not very good. And we're going to get rid of that. And instead, we've got this to put in it. This is an AliExpress special. I wasn't going for any kind of crazy speed runs or anything. It's quite conservative, quite a small motor. It's a 2838 4700 kV. The name of the make of it is Sky 10 RC. It says it is a brushless waterproof motor, and we're running a 15 tooth pinion on there because it turns out that's the one that will fit. I got the pinion. The pinions are a bit of a funny modulus, the mod 0.7. So you're quite limited in pinions. But you can see there, the size of the pinion difference is massive, and the size of the actual motor difference between the two is also pretty massive. So the motor we're putting in is about half the size of the stock motor. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Pairing up with that, of course, the other half of the combo is the ESC. Again, it's only a 35 amp ESC. So okay, I think the stock one is 60 amps. But again, it's a waterproof brushless unit. But it is capable of 3S, whereas the stock one is only capable of 2S. And obviously, since we're getting rid of that receiver, we need to change the servo over as well. This one, again, very cheap, reasonable specs, 0.11 speed, 3.5 kgs of torque. That should be enough for what we need. And the reason we're having to change over the servo, this one is metal geared, by the way. The stock one is plastic. Couldn't find any specs on the stock servo, but this one seems reasonably good. Yeah, the reason we're having to change the servo over is because of the plug. This one has a standard 3-pin plug. The stock one has a 5-wire plug, which isn't going to fit my receiver. They're exactly the same size. I'd say it's just the plug compatibility is the only reason why I'm changing it. The stock servo is perfectly decent, to be fair. And here we have it. So we put the motor in. It fit directly onto the motor plate. There are actually 2 sets of holes. That one you can see there is for the bigger motor. And there are 2 holes that are further inboard that fit this motor perfectly. The ESC fit very nicely in there, just held in with some double-sided tape. Again, the servo was a direct replacement. It's the exact same size as the old one, so that's screwed straight in. I did have to notch the little side guard there slightly to clear the servo horn. I think it may be slightly taller than the old servo. We are running the stock 2S battery still at the moment, just for comparison reasons. That Dean's plug will be going for an XT60 soon, because that's what my 3S batteries have. And we've got my little FlySky receiver in there. It's a 6-channel receiver, which is a bit overkill for this car, but it's going to do the job, and it means I have a single remote for all my cars now. I'm using this Absolma CR6P. It's basically exactly the same as a FlySky GT5. Just looks nice with the carbon fibre on it. You can see the servo there, it's working away quite nicely. The big plus as well for having my own radio system in there is that we have SVC. It's a stability control system which will automatically correct if your car starts to oversteer, which I think will be a big plus because this thing is quite uncontrollable on the stock radio setup.
Immediately more controllable. Well, oh, come on. Only paddle around it. How did I do that?
Ooh. We're not running any cooling fans on the motor or ESC. And I was curious to see what the temperatures were going to be like, so I came around here pretty hard. I think the ESC is going to need a fan fitting later date, but that's not too big of a job. So the battery's about to go into low voltage cut off, or the ESC I mean. It's a bit of a weird one. It didn't like slow down like the old ESC does, it just kind of stopped. And when I went and checked the battery with my voltmeter, it was actually only at storage voltage. It was 3.8 volts per cell. It's not hot. Oh, ESC's hot. And look at that, a whopping 0.8 of a mile an hour faster. So it's finally time for 3S. We're going to stick this Zippy 2200, it's only a 20C, but we'll see how it goes. We've changed out the Dean's connector for an XT60 because that's what all my batteries have. I did give it a little bash on 3S earlier, and the ESC overheated pretty quickly within some 5 minutes or so of running. It is rated for 3S, but obviously it was struggling in this situation, so we've put that little fan on there. It's made for that size of ESC, which runs straight off the receiver, and also with the body shell, stick the body on there. I have rather crudely cut a hole in the body there and some little holes here, just trying to give it a bit of airflow in through where the ESC is. So we'll give it a try and see what kind of, we got the GPS on there maxed out, so we're going to see what kind of speed we can get on 3S. Can we get a speed test on this snow, I wonder? Hard to keep it in a straight line on snow. So we get 33.2. There, 36.2. I don't think this is going to be fast enough to get up to the max speed. It is still wheel spinning. Oh, 37.1. Get up there. The best we could do today, 37.1 miles per hour. Now obviously these are not particularly good conditions for speed running. It's a fairly narrow road, and obviously the snow is not helping with grip. I'm guessing we're going to be looking at around somewhere in the 40 to 45 miles an hour is going to be the top speed on 3S on this particular setup, which is actually perfectly decent. That's pretty much what I was aiming for, so I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, by this point I'd given up on the speed runs. I just decided to have a little play in the snow. It was a lot of fun. So in the next video we're going to be trying out a few different battery combinations and also a few different tyre combinations, kind of like these ones. So I'll see you then guys, bye.